Hi, Lana here with Homeschool Soup. Well, Homeschool Soup is a big, beautiful pot of soup, and I have to say that this year the soup is pretty diverse. So we were a homeschool family. I have 4 boys, 2 have graduated from homeschool, and I have a 14-year-old and an 11-year-old who are actually trying out public school right now, this year. So it's week 3 right now. I just want to say that don't turn the video off. Don't turn the video off, Mom, because I did that like in August. One of my favorite gals, she's Canadian as well, talked about her oldest going to public school, and she's still homeschooling her youngest, and I just went bloop and I turned it off. But I have something here to offer you, and I just want to say that when us homeschool moms do anything, we do it all in, right? So my kids are in public school this year. The reason was my 14-year-old was pushing and pushing and pushing. He really wanted to try it. We have moved to a beautiful community. The school's right down the road, and that's also part of the reason. He really just wanted to be around kids his age, and we have struggled in recent years to meet homeschoolers his age. So he's a very social person. He has a very dynamic personality. He has a lot of needs that I honestly felt that I wasn't meeting very well. I felt that I didn't have enough energy for him. I felt that I wasn't stimulating enough for him. And in order to stimulate him enough, I had to outsource, right? Which is really super easy to say, but when you run a business, you run a household, you're homeschooling the kids, you're a wife, you're trying to take care of your own health, all of the reasons, adding more and more extracurriculars on top to meet the needs of these children that want more stimulation, it is a lot. And so my husband sat me down and he said to me, and I love him so much because he is the person that's caring for me. And I'm getting teary about it, but he said to me, I have not known you not burnt out. You've been burnt out for so long, you don't even realize how burnt out you are. And it's true. I was a single parent for 4 children for years, and then I met him, and I was nursing and homeschooling, and it was just, I've been burnt out for a very long time. And he said that, how about you try to find out what it is you like about life? Mom, I want to ask you that question. When is the last time that you identified what you really like? Because yes, we are mothers, we're caregivers, we look after our families, but we deserve to thrive. How do we keep going year after year if we're not thriving? I don't know a homeschool mother that's thriving. In all my years of homeschooling, I have not met one that is thriving homeschooling. There's one lady I've met recently who I can say is the happiest homeschooler I've met, and the reason is because she does not burden herself with a lot of schoolwork, and her barometer is her happiness. She doesn't do things if they make her feel like life is drudgery. Okay, so back to, as homeschool mothers, we're all in. My kids are, I'm calling it a social camp, you know, like your football camp and your soccer camp during the summer. Well, the kids are going to a social camp. Their social needs are met, their extracurricular needs are met, they're stimulated, right? They are actually, they don't come home exhausted at all. They're so happy and invigorated and just want to head out to the park day to meet their homeschool pals because they have energy and they're feeling good about life. But my deal was, okay, we're going to do the social camp and we're continuing our homeschooling. We homeschool for many reasons, right, moms? We homeschool for political reasons, religious reasons, and academic reasons, and social reasons. I'm a big proponent of academics in our homeschool, and that is not going to stop. And I see myself as a very equal partner to the teachers at the school. I'm very grateful for them and their hard work. I sure appreciate how hard it is. And I am also continuing our valued curriculum at home because it is so important to me that these kids master their skills and that we have our read aloud time together. And we get to read our history books together, and we have our morning basket time together about all the different subjects that I deem important. So in the mornings, the kids get up before school. This week has been slipping. I need to get them up earlier. And we do at least a half hour of our morning basket and hopefully a bit of history in there. And then they come home. Before that, in the morning, they do that. Then they watch World Watch News because I want them to continue to remain up to date on current events. And then they both do some math in the morning, our math. If they come home with homeschool or public school homework, then they'll get that done in the evenings, but they're doing my work in the mornings. And then in the evenings, they're also doing their language arts and their math from our homeschool curriculum. We put in almost a full day on the weekends as well of our homeschool curriculum. And so they've got all of their social extracurricular boxes ticked by going to school. They're doing theater, they're doing music, they're doing sports, they're in running club, they're doing art, you know, all of those things are covered, yes. And we can do the things that I really value in our core of our homeschool. So I'm going to keep Homeschool Soup going, and I'm going to share with you what we do in our homeschool adjunct to their public school experience. One more thing is I've gotten the kids to come home with a list of things that they feel that they need to learn, that they don't know, that the kids are doing in school, right? Because as homeschoolers, we don't keep parallel with the grades, right? Because we know in the end there's the end goal, but we're not grade by grade exactly the same. And I was afraid, honestly. I was really self-conscious of them going to school. I was afraid they'd be really behind and they'd feel bad about themselves. And you know what? It's okay. Like, I'm showing them that this is resilience building. This is learning like homeschool is supposed to be. This is identifying a need and learning it, and they're so much more motivated to learn it, so they're picking it up super quick. There's just a few things. I'll go over a list with you in my next video. I'll go over a list, and there's certain things we need to work on, but you know, my husband sits down for an hour with one of the kids and I do our curriculum with them to master our basics and the whole honor the process, because I really respect the process that is put into the homeschool curriculum. And my kids they're okay. They're a little worried. My youngest is a little worried about failing something. And I'm like, you're not going to fail. And if you do, then we pick up and we learn it and we move on. It's okay. Like, it is okay. This is just learning, just like at home. So Homeschool Soup is going to continue. I hope, Mom, that you have a great homeschool year. I hope that you trust yourself. If your family is saying that they want to try school, oh my goodness, I was tortured. I was like, I'm failing, nobody wants to be with me. I can't meet all their needs. Like, I was really feeling pretty low about myself. And then my husband had a chat with me and I realized that we can do anything, we can try anything, we can always come back home if we want, but I'm going to try it. And after we did our first tour of the school before the year started, like, no question, I felt super good about it. And now it continues to be a really positive thing. And it's been very positive for the children. And I'm realizing just how much pressure and weight I had on my own shoulders. And I'm not positive that it was the best thing for everybody. So I don't have any regrets, but I was doing everything. And I'm only one human being. And I was really, really worn out. So now I'm in recovery. My husband's basically like, you need to just rest. Don't take on any more big projects. Just take some time and please read some fiction. So I haven't read any fiction yet in 3 weeks, but I'm reading nonfiction for a purpose, for a project. And that's okay, because that's who I am. Best to you. Keep watching. We can do this. We can do anything. Bye.